And we're live. How's everybody
Hey,
doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you, Matt?
I'm hot, just like the movie Palm Springs. It looked pretty warm there, and it's warm here.
Hello, Matt.
Hello, Matt.
It's scorching. Let's just say that.
You
Nice,
should turn the air conditioner on.
yeah, nice toasty 80 degrees inside. Well, welcome to the Movie Podium, everybody. We're a,
Welcome.
mu- we're a weekly podcast where we collectively choose a movie to watch, and at the end of the week, we get together and talk about it. It's kind of like a book club.
But
But the
for movies.
movies.
This week's film
On point.
teaches us to live like there's no tomorrow. And without further ado, we present our next movie.
I drove all the way back home to Austin, and I still woke up here.
One time I smoked a bunch of crystal and made it all the way to Equatorial Guinea. It was a huge waste of time.
Royal Guinea.
There are some really good quotes in this movie. I will say I LOL'd a lot more than I have in a lot of movies recently.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Spoiler alert, I dug this movie.
Yeah, I think I would have assumed, I kind of thought everybody would, and I'm glad we finally got around to it.
Well, not Kevin, of course. He won't.
It's
Yeah,
too much
everybody watches
fun.
Anything.
It's
But-
not
Right.
about war or serious stuff.
It's got to be about people working themselves to death.
Right. Well, tonight's podium, and again, since we did get to this movie, the reason being we're asking if it's should be or if it is on the podium for the year 2020. Obviously, that's a weird year. We all kind of know and experienced the thing called COVID.
Hey, don't
And-
say it.
Oh, yeah.
That was once. If you say it 3
Oh,
times, I
God.
think it comes
It's
back.
like Damien or Beetlejuice. And so this was a weird year for movies. I
It sure
know that
was.
we all kind of were looking for what to do for a timeline aspect, and there were not a lot of good choices this year.
We'll save that for...
Yeah,
For
we'll
the-
save that for the podium, but I did want to point out a lot of the good movies did get pushed to the year 2021. A lot of that being they didn't want to release movies when no one could go see them. And so kind of the way they changed that obviously was through streaming, but even then they still had to delay production on movies, right? I mean, it was
Yeah.
early 2020 when COVID hit. That's two. And so that entire year was kind of a wash, and so a lot of movies got pushed for multiple reasons. So we were lucky this movie even came out. I think it was early 2020 when this came
Yeah.
out. I remember seeing it when it came out, and it was, yeah, it kind of surprised me because I didn't really expect much
Yeah.
going into it.
You didn't see it in theaters, I'm imagining.
No, I don't know if this was released in theaters, or if it did, I missed it.
I mean, it was
No,
a
I
Hulu
s-
original, so I don't think it
okay.
does.
So no.
Not know that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I definitely saw it on Hulu first.
Sorry. We're not to the facts part yet. You want to hit the intro?
Mr.
Let's hit the
Facts.
intro.
Did you
Yeah,
just
let's hit the intro. Cheers.
movies? Is that moonshine?
This?
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
This is water.
Ah,
So yes, basically.
Nothing like some moonshine. Well, I'm your host, Matt Scott.
Hi, Matt.
I'm here with my
Hello, Matt.
dudes, Eric,
Hello, Matt.
and hello, John.
hello, John.
Hello, John.
We got a short crew tonight. I'm kind of sad because I know everyone would like this. Maybe not Kevin, as we said.
Kevin's not gonna like anything.
Excluding
But-
Kevin.
I am glad we got some people on for tonight's episode. And before we get into that, we'd like to thank all our Patreon supporters who have been following us on our podcast journey.
Yes, thank you.
If you
Thank you.
if you haven't checked us out, check out the Patreon that we have. You can get some casting credits like here at the bottom. Also, if you haven't checked out our website, you can get cool stuff like this koozie.
It's koozie.
Needs to be in focus.
I don't have mine on hand.
Oh,
I got mine right
I'm
here.
right now. That's a crispy, brand new one.
It's been used.
Right out of the box. Oh,
That's at themoviepodium.net.
Yes.
So check us out there.
And patreon.com/the movie podium.
it's
Nice.
the Movie Podium.
The main event. Well, let's get into some random ass facts, shall we?
Yeah. I just now noticed the like circular thing behind the text random ass facts is like a barbed wire circle or something.
Really?
Hell
Like
yeah.
a barbed
that's
wire
awesome.
crown, like one that goes
I
on
can't
your head or
remember
something.
if you or Kelly
Oh.
made that.
Something maybe sort of thorny.
Yeah. I heard you were pretty
Thorny.
thorny earlier.
Well, first Thorny fact would be that this got a 7.4 on IMDb or a 4.4. Very nice.
I'm not sure about that one. I feel like we've watched a lot better movies that have a lot less of a rating.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably fair, but
Yeah.
maybe a 7. Well, it's better than Thor.
I'm
Yeah.
comfortable in the mid Thor plus range.
I am too.
It's not. Yeah, it's. I mean, yeah, it's not Citizen Kane or anything. If I've ever seen.
No, but it's enjoyable. It's fun. It's kind of a breath of fresh air in some ways. I mean, for being something as standard as a time loop, it kind of took all the things you would want to see in a time loop and did it.
Mhm.
So
It's
that's where I'm like, that's fair.
Yeah.
It's
something
7.
I would want to watch again for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
I heard John only got to watch it one time. And
That
Oh,
is
that is out of
course.
character.
like I said, one
time
time
loop for John.
one viewing and no notes. This is you know
That
how
is-
I like to study things.
Yeah, that is kind of funny that
What?
the movie about time loops
Yeah.
that John just does not watch it
funny.
more than once.
Yeah.
But that also saves me in a way because they do show you a lot of stuff repeatedly, which
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, run that back again. Need to see it one more time.
Yeah.
One more time.
I think it's worth another watch. I mean, you definitely catch a lot more. Like at the beginning, some of the things he says to Sarah or Niles, you're like, once you've already seen it once, since this was my second time seeing it. There are times when at the beginning when he's like, oh, I've done this and this, and you're like, yeah, just wait. I couldn't remember how much you kind of knew before you knew.
Yeah.
If you've already seen it, that kind
Yeah.
of thing. You kind of learn or figure out things more before it happens. And I remembered as we were watching it, what kind of how it plays out.
Yeah.
First other fact, I guess, second fact would be the one after one. The cave scene. I don't know if you guys recognized the cave scene or what it might look like from something else that we've seen in the past. But it was the same location used in the 1960s Batman series.
As the Bat Cave.
Yeah.
Weird. I did
Yeah.
not wouldn't have. I mean, my only memory of that series is the Batmobile like driving into it at like sped up speed.
Yeah. Well, apparently it has something to do with Batman as well.
Wow. What a delivery, Matt.
I mean, that's a pretty I guess renowned cave, one would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, those
Out
are
of all the caves
solid.
I know, I would visit that one.
Most
know
of the ones I
Iron
know
Man.
of are famous for people dying in them. So that's
Yeah.
pretty
We study up on different caves then.
interesting. You're like, oh, what a beautiful formation that took millions of years. And I'm like, yeah, a guy got stuck and died in this one.
They made a movie about this one where he cuts off his arm.
All right, there's a few other good ones here that I'm researching during, very long
Iron
hours
Man.
of research. The existence of the dinosaurs was meant to be ambiguous for the viewer.
Yeah,
I
what
mean,
the
I
hell?
want to believe.
Right. I have no idea.
That was one part that I was like, why is there a dinosaur there?
Oh, well, who thought the dinosaurs were real?
Oh, I didn't. I mean,
Yeah.
they were on drugs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Okay, yeah, so. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't
figured
know.
it was- yeah, they specifically did not hallucinate the dinosaurs.
No, I
Definitely not.
I think they were real.
Yeah, I mean, they are real, they're just extinct.
That's true.
There is a scene that has a reference to Back to the Future Part 3, believe it or not. So when Darla asks the barman how much Niles has had to drink, remember when he's like, he's
Yeah.
on his first one or whatever?
Oh, yeah.
Or he says, he's still on his first, the drink has not even been touched. Well, if you remember in Back to the Future Part 3, another time travel film, I might add, there is that same exchange with Marty asking the barman and Doc not having, he just knocks it back just as Niles does right
Yeah.
after he asks that. So I thought
Nice.
that was a cool.
Back to the Future is about time travel.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Something like that.
Oh, I love about that scene. I mean, I love that scene in Back to the Future 3, and part of it is because they then do the whole like Looney Tunes stuff with like, here, drink this pint of hot sauce, and like the stuff to get him over his, to sober him up after the one drink.
All right, last thing. There's an interview with the writer Andy Sierra. Not sure. Sorry, buddy.
Not familiar.
Not good. No idea. And
Not gonna work here.
and so apparently he is quoted in saying that Niles was stuck in the time loop for over 40 years. So he actually gave a number for it,
Okay.
which I thought that there was a thing that he had his 1,000th birthday or something like that, right?
Yeah,
Or
million.
millionth. So maybe he did the
Yeah.
math there. I don't know.
1,000,000 days is much more than a human lifetime.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not good at math, but math and the numbers for me real quick.
yeah, that's a good question. Let's see.
Access Matt GPT.
Yeah, no. 365 days for 40 years would be 14,600. So not close to a million. I'm not sure where he said that. He said
An
over
incredibly
4
small fraction of a million.
years. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not sure we got 4, I'm thinking
Well, yeah,
more about it.
when I saw that, I laughed because I'm like, oh, she doesn't know, so she just made up.
That's what I thought too. Yeah.
And like
Right.
he'll talk about,
And I think
like,
that's probably true.
and spoiler alert, he ends up basically concealing things, but he makes it seem like, oh, I've been in here so long, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Let's move on. Let's go into our questions. Our first question is favorite thing about the movie. John, you want to start us off?
Oh yeah, they do lots of fun drugs.
That's fair. They sure do.
That's just one thing, and I figured that was in my wheelhouse to call out.
Anything else?
Yeah, but it's kind of a more long-winded answer, so someone else can go.
Float that wind, brother.
All right.
I don't know why I said that.
This one day that they live over and over is a microcosm, I hope I'm using that word correctly, of life in general. And it's just super abstract to where he's like, yeah, I guess this is how I deal with this life of like one day over and over. And it's like, yeah, that pretty much makes sense for the regular life of like, yeah, just try and get through it. So
Yeah.
yeah, just sort of that interesting, I guess, gimmick of the movie of like, yeah, it teaches you, it sort of like teaches you something, I guess, as part of that, like, is, you know, in a weird and extraordinarily messed up way.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. Eric?
for sure. I have a couple answers. My first one was I like the story of how they fall in love, of course, but more so, I I just thought of it. I really like how it starts out that he's in the time loop instead of like something happens and there's some like we get like a we pre all over it where we have a bunch of story like up front and then he gets stuck in it. I like the fact that he's already stuck in it and
Yeah.
he's already been in there for years.
Yep. And it's not a big ordeal either. Like he's like, no. And you, I mean, as a viewer, if you don't know anything about it, you're like, what are we getting into? It's not like a hot tub time machine where they're all in a hot tub time machine.
I love, like, just randomly thought of this, how it just like starts off with that goat and an earthquake. And you're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And it goes into him. And you don't realize it's a time loop. That's kind of how they introduce the movie. And it's kind
Exactly.
of
Yeah, how awesome is that when you realize that's what was going on there?
And quick question, I might have missed it because I only watched it once. Is it explained how main character gets stuck in the time loop?
From what I remember, he doesn't really say.
No, I don't think it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't,
I
think
don't
it, there is.
recall him actually saying, like, I feel like if anything, there's like a very brief discussion, like, oh, I ended up there one night with some, I mean, but it wouldn't be one night. It had to be that one night. So
Yeah.
I don't know, actually.
And
I
like,
don't think
so,
he did.
yeah, we see Roy and Sarah, and they both have, there's both, I feel, an implication that there's some moral, well, I mean, it's a very strong implication because that's what main character is saying. I forget his name.
Niles.
Niles.
Niles. I need about 3 more viewings for that to stick. But I mean, he's saying, he's like, you do bad things to get stuck in here, and they both kind of like, you know, Sarah's portrayed as sort of like the, you know, bad, you know, black sheep character, and Roy's like, just a party animal,
crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it's never explained, like, oh, what kind of shenanigans brought Andy Samberg into the cave?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, very good question. Yeah, no, I'm not sure. Eric, what else did you have?
Those were the two. I like the story. I mean, it's obvious that he's gonna fall in love with her, but I like how it played out.
Yeah,
that was my main one.
No, I 100% agree. What, John?
No.
Oh, you're muted.
I said nothing. I was interrupting. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. Also, I like how John's name is Roy. Just now realized that.
It's Roy.
Lowercase Roy. I mean, I guess to kind of add on to that, I really like the storyline. And again, I like time loop movies, so it's okay. Like that part I kind of just assumed I was going to like. But again, it did feel like it was a breath of fresh air from like a love standpoint. And I mean, yeah, like you said, it was pretty obvious that it was going to happen. Oh, yeah. Hello, John.
No,
and so
John's video cut out, so I just took him off the stage.
But like the way they interact is really fun. It's not overbearing, but like you kind of have the indication that they like each other, but it's not like too in your face. And it's really subdued in some ways. Like they both kind of have moments where they're in denial, or they're kind of nihilistic, or so in some way where they're not wanting to admit that they like each other. And then you kind of have the surprise, because like Andy or Niles kind of expresses like, oh, he's the first one to say both things, right? Like he was the first to be pessimistic about life and love and all of that to her, and she was kind of, you could kind of see in her face like, oh, this is how this is gonna go. I don't know if he like acknowledges it. Like she's asking him back, like, do you really believe that? But then he's also the first one to dive in or jump in and say that he loved her and all of that stuff. So you kind of have some unpredictability there, which is fun from a standpoint, from a
for sure.
love standpoint. I also kind of like what John is saying, like just seeing a movie where when you have a time loop and you get to do all the crazy things and it's more on the rated R version, you know, like the drugs and oh yeah, he tried banging a dude and he tried and he said he banged her a bunch of times. Like it was just like, you know, it was pretty much what you expect in real life.
To, like, yeah, I just terrorized people for fun.
Yeah,
I know from experience that
I just
help.
It's not fulfilling.
Yeah, I love the vibe. Like I love the agnostic vibe of it, but still kind of coming up with the conclusion that, you know, everything you is what you make it, basically, and if you don't realize that, you might be stuck in a loop of some sort.
One was way you makey.
That's exactly it. So I just, you know, I like the commentary on life as well.
Yeah,
there's a lot of fun things about this movie
for sure.
All right, time to point out some of the worst parts of this movie. Least favorite thing about it. I'll go first. I have a couple that are just more so on the characters. First, I guess I'll go with Sarah. I don't like the obvious, and her origin story is pretty rough. Banging her, you know, future brother-in-law. That whole storyline is kind of rough.
Yeah,
it's kind of not sure she's a good person. Maybe, I mean, again, she might turn into that. Fine, all about those, but like the way it starts off is not cool.
Yeah.
Also, I dislike the fact that so they decided to do they end the time loop. They could have told Roy in some sense, you know, like, oh, did I?
That's mine.
I mean, because like, right, like there's okay, so he's kind of come to terms with it, that's where he is, and he's fine with it. But he also does express that he's upset or was upset because he doesn't get to see his kids grow up. It's like, when you tell him,
just call him up.
Right. At least we're watching the idea.
We were watching it.
Where he lives. He lives in Irvine.
Yeah. We were watching it, and Julie at the end, she's like, I can't get over the fact that they just didn't tell him. They didn't tell Roy. He's still stuck in there.
Yeah. I have another fun theory, but I'll wait for that. John, what was your least favorite thing?
I mean, not a whole lot, because it's like I said, this is supposed to be a comedy, and
I don't nitpick the weird time loop stuff.
But yeah, one part just and I just laughed and moved on. But like how she learns quantum physics or whatever. I don't know, however many days, but it's like, oh yeah, we'll just solve this little sort
issue.
Of plot bridge with she took a break and went and learned quantum physics for a while, and then but I do think that it was it did work nicely for the plot to be like, all right, we could blow ourselves up and die and continue living together, or just stay here together in this time loop. The way they got there, I'm just like, that is a pretty big step.
There's definitely some big steps there. It's like, and again, I kind of stepped back on some of that because, like, where would they be? Would they even know each other if that was the case? If this was an alternate universe, would they have any acknowledgement of each other? Like, what time frame are we looking at? There are so many questions I don't want to ask. But yeah, you're right. It's a little goofy.
And like
I mean-
the solution to all that sophisticated study is like, yeah, we go in there with a bunch of explosives.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, we
I'm
just
good.
blow
I'm good with
ourselves up in there.
it. You know, like
we just got to blow ourselves up. That's it.
I'm good with it. It's at least it's simple. Like
It
you
is
know,
simple.
like they didn't try to make it corny. You know, like they did it right. They didn't make it corny. They didn't make it too sciencey. They kind of just broke it down that you had to slingshot yourself back out of this loop in some way.
This
Yeah.
cave,
Maybe a
which is
certain
just
amount of
here.
jewels.
That's a rift of time.
Right. It's all about the jewels, you know. All right.
The unit of energy or
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
family. Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm going with the unit of energy.
I thought you meant Gene
Was that-
family jewels.
Was that a
No.
science joke?
It was.
Ooh. We're sophisticated on this episode.
Oh, I'll retract.
Yeah, we'll forget.
Who
Matt,
won this
Matt thought he
movie?
was doing his other job there for a minute.
Yeah, who won this movie? We'll ask that instead. Eric, I won't steal it. You go first.
I mean, Niles and Sarah won because they got out of the loop and they're together.
I have no. I'll let John go first.
Yeah, this is like knee jerk. I didn't really think about this one, but I think Roy might have won the movie because
No,
even
he
though he
didn't.
doesn't get to see his kids grow up, he like it almost seems like he's in heaven because he's like, yeah, I've made this day like the perfect day,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna spend it with my family. My kid's watering dog shit.
So good.
And he's like, no, he's like made his peace in that world. And he's like, yep, this is where I'm happy.
That's fair.
Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
That
Yeah,
is
that's fair.
But he also was just left there.
Yeah,
so
I
I
was
feel
gonna
like he
say.
didn't win.
I
He
was
doesn't need to know that.
That's he doesn't know that.
no.
He's still there.
The only weird thing would be that he would go to Andy. He would realize that if he went back to Andy Samberg, and they didn't know who he was, like in all genuine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So at that point they aren't themselves anymore. They're just part of that time loop. So they would have no acknowledgement of him. So then he would probably be like, "Holy shit, they got out of here." That would suck. Because it would
Yeah.
just
Stop
be another day
messing
for
with
them.
my head, Matt. You are just taking me in too many directions.
Or would that be the next time? Or here's the other kicker: when they do go back, it's that day for him still, and so their day to him is always going to be them going to the cave. So maybe he would end
maybe
up
he
figuring
could.
it out.
Yeah, maybe he could go.
I don't
okay,
know. I'm just throwing.
there
out
we
there.
go.
Throwing some theories out
Oh.
there.
All I'm hearing are potential ideas for a Roy spinoff of him getting
Oh.
out of the time loop.
Julie said that the goat completely disappeared, so the goat wasn't there. So that means they wouldn't be there either.
You know, it would be awesome if at the end the goat
Yeah.
was like in the pool or like near the pool grazing.
Yes.
That would have been smart. It's kind of
Yes.
like what was the other? The Prestige.
Yes.
When he was throwing the hats in there. And
Oh,
they're like, oh,
yeah.
it doesn't work, even though it did work. They just didn't want to say anything. And then the hats were somewhere else.
Yeah.
It would have been that might have been a good reveal from that, like just giving us that satisfaction that they didn't just blow up or something.
Yeah. That
That's a
would've been
good
nice.
point. Yeah, that's a really good point, Julie. My answer for who won the movie was everybody but Roy.
Yes.
It's kind of the opposite. Again, because Niles and Sarah both got out of the time loop and they got to be together. Everybody else got married. She did confront the husband and said, "Don't do that again," blah, blah, blah. And so like, there's all of those, bad things that are wrapped up, I guess, or band-aid. And so like, at
Yeah.
least we
Everything
have a better,
Evolved.
Yeah, I guess.
Roy.
And they. Oh, was that? When did they blindfold the one guy? Was that same the last time? They blindfolded the guy that kept trying to get with her, and then they brought him in the room.
No, that was
just a
earlier.
random time.
Yeah, that was earlier.
There, all of those kind of moments kind of do blend together.
Yeah.
But she did get to redeem herself with the speech to her parents and her sister and all that. So, like, I think everybody except Roy.
Yeah.
That's like your opinion, man.
It's fair. I had another answer, but I'm going to save that for maybe one or two more slides here. Not that I have them in slides, but next
Nerd
category is favorite song moment or score scene.
Matt, you go first.
All right, so I ended up going with "When the Morning Comes" by Hall & Oates at the end of the movie. Did I
That's
steal
for
it,
sure.
John?
I did the same thing.
Really?
Yeah, that's a sweep. That was mine, you bastard.
No, really?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good tune.
Honestly,
Yeah, not
I
to
didn't.
mention, I like some of their other tunes as well. It hits me in
Same.
just the right spot.
I didn't actually have that. I just
Same.
didn't think of one. I was too invested in the movie to remember a song moment, so I'm just gonna go with that.
Oh,
There's another big song in here. It's called "Cloud Busting" by Kate Bush, and apparently Andy Samberg was such a fan of the movie, of the song,
Yeah.
or maybe just Kate Bush, that he wrote a letter to her to get permission to play that song.
Nice.
Yeah, so I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
Also, I did just read a little bit ago the song that they played during his millionth birthday
Yeah.
was a Leonard Cohen song called "The Partisan,"
Yeah.
which I kind of recognized, but I wasn't sure if it was him or not.
I didn't recognize it, but the subtitle said Leonard Cohen played.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, I guess Time After Time is in there at some
Oh,
point.
that's right. Yes.
So
Okay, I'm gonna take that one. Time
that's
After
a
Time.
awesome song.
Yeah.
I guess you got to go with that at some point.
I'll take
too.
that one
Nice.
because that song's so good.
It really is. It definitely holds up.
Yeah.
All right. Next category. Does this movie get made now? We lost our boy John for another second.
Yeah.
I said probably not. I mean, again, obviously this is only a couple years old, so it's hard to imagine they're going to remake this movie.
It's
Right.
5 years old.
It's 5 years old. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're always making time loop movies.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
But this one was fun. It was different. It was, I don't know. I don't foresee something like this anytime too soon. Or if they do, it's not going to be as good, I guess.
Yeah, I would probably agree with that. It just seemed like a really good like standalone movie and not something that needs to be like revisited.
God, I hope not.
Yeah. just like it's a romantic comedy. So like it fits that, but it also it wove in the time loop thing. So I feel like it could be made again.
Oh yeah,
but
sure.
not specifically this movie.
So there was a movie that came out somewhat recently. Hey, John's back.
John's
Yeah.
back.
And
welcome.
there was a
Welcome to the
movie.
movie podium.
I'm here with my dudes. Hello, John.
That came
Sorry.
out, let's see, like I want to say a couple years ago. I'm trying to figure out the name of it. Oh, hey Daniel. I knew Daniel liked this movie as well. Daniel says, "Love this motion picture. It really is a good one."
Love this motion picture. I
There-
love this moving photo movie.
Movie film.
Movie film. There we go.
That's what I like to say.
I
I am
cannot.
definitely for against
What?
this movie.
John, do you think this movie gets made now?
Yeah, I think because it's a time loop movie.
Yeah.
So that was my
Time's an
thought.
illusion. When is now? This came out now.
So there was a movie, not exactly like this, but a movie. Oh, it actually came out before this, but it was called When We First Met, with Adam Devine and what's her name? Oh, Alexandra Daddario.
Okay.
And
I know her.
heard of her. And so
Ask her.
they're like, he likes her and he finds out she's with somebody else, so he actually goes back in time to sweep her off her feet, basically.
Okay.
And it's another fun time loop movie. So if you need another love story, it's not as good as this. It's a little cheesier. But if you want another one similar,
4.2.
It's a 6 or it's a minus 4.6. So
What do you feel it is?
Oh, I would say about a minus 0.2 Thor.
Okay.
Wait, so 6.8?
So yeah,
6.8.
close.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it should be
we're
minus 0.1.
It would
You
be.
know what I'm saying?
We know what you're saying.
All right.
So yeah, I agree. If it's a time loop movie, we're probably gonna see another one. But I like Eric was saying, John, when you were out there for a second, this one doesn't need to be touched. Like, we don't need another sequel, or we don't need more of a story.
Palmer
A
Springs.
Roy spinoff. Yes. Okay, that's fair.
Or maybe Palm River. Palm Creek.
Palm Creek.
Irvine.
Palm Irvine.
Irvine.
No,
Yeah.
just Irvine, because Palm Springs is a city, right?
Oh,
That's
that's
true.
fair. Yeah, you're right.
Call it
It would be
Irvine.
called Irvine. That's perfect. Daniel said, if you think about it, time didn't exist, then it suddenly did.
Whoa, man.
Dude, you guys can't keep saying this to John. He's gonna
Daniel,
fall apart.
call in. Daniel, call Kevin and have him call in. Then it's going to get real trippy.
Yeah, it is.
I'm
I
curious
don't
how
think you can
many.
handle it.
I'm curious how many Roy lines for this next one. Favorite line from the movie. All right,
I'm
Eric.
gonna go. Suck my dick, officer bitch.
Yeah, that was
Very nice.
very nice.
John?
Yeah, it involves Roy.
Yeah.
It's when he's going into the cave. He says, "Your ancestors are in there." He says something like, "What?" And he goes, "Your answers are in there." And Roy responds, "Those are different, but okay." And then
I had a Roy line. He says, Confucius said, marriage is a bottomless pit of sorrow that makes you forget who you are. And Niall said, he did not. And Roy comes back with, but there is a bottom, my friend, and it is a fucking dark place. Which is weird because in the movie, like, you find out that he's with his kid spraying dog shit, and it doesn't really look that bad.
Yeah.
I think he's just on drugs.
He's like, I got my wife in the peak of her womanhood.
Oh yeah,
That's right.
But yeah,
That was such a weird fucking line.
At the wedding and invited and went on that crazy bender
Yeah, that's
Right.
that's a good question.
for sure.
for the Roy spinoff.
All right, so here's what's gonna blow your mind. There's another, and maybe you caught on to this a little bit. I think it's hinted at. I mean, pretty obviously, but I think there's another person stuck in the time loop.
Yes.
Do you guys agree? John
Yes,
might
it's-
have only seen it once, but it's the
oh.
grandma,
As
right?
a
Yeah, it's the
line?
older lady. Yeah, grandma.
It's the
Nana.
grandma.
Oh! I thought you were. I thought that was a line, and I was searching for.
I got the lines. So the lines are Nana Schleifen, I guess I will call that her last name. Man, names are hard to pronounce today.
You're doing great, buddy.
She comes up to him and says,
German.
well, it's I before E, so I don't know.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. My mistake.
So she comes up to Niles after he does that speech, And she's like, "Dear, I have been to more weddings in my life than you can imagine." And he goes, "You might be surprised." So,
Yeah.
so at the time, you're like, "Oh, he's in it." But the fact that she said that was kind of odd.
I didn't even remember that part.
But then following towards the end of the movie,
Yeah.
obviously, when she says to Sarah, "That was a lovely speech, dear. I lost my mother when I was very young, too. Well, I suppose that now that you'll be going soon, good luck."
Yeah.
And you're like, "What?"
That's the one that that's the one that made me be
Yeah,
like, what why? What?
I thought it was like an old lady who repeats the same speech. Like, that was the best speech I ever heard. I pretty much tuned it out, but it's
See,
pretty interesting detail.
And I even read a crazy Reddit theory that was her in another past. Like,
She's like, she wants her younger self to get out or something.
yeah,
What
right.
in the world?
And because
those people over there on Reddit are
I know,
crazy.
Okay, if you give me like 10 or more watches of this movie again, I might be that dude.
So this was my other thought for who won the movie, and it's her specifically, right? Because she's not gonna die. She's probably at a good age or where she's lived a good life, and now she just wants to enjoy a wedding. So like, if she knew that they found a way out, she didn't want to come, and she for a good reason, right? Like she might have won the movie.
Kind of
That's
like
true.
Roy did when he's like, "Nah, I'm happy here."
But Roy didn't get to see his kids grow up. That's
Right.
where I'm like struggling with Roy.
Well,
I think
Niles
for
was
her-
almost like that, where he's like, "No, let's stay here forever."
Yeah, I mean that's not a bad.
Also,
Oh.
Roy didn't get the option to leave because they didn't fucking tell him.
That's fair. Daniel had a good line. Didn't work. Life is meaningless. Let's get the fuck out of here. Yeah, there's so many good lines.
Oh yeah, I love the good. I don't know if it was on purpose for Niles to be so nihilistic, but
For sure.
yeah, that's another fun indulgence of this movie is just to be like, just the whole fuck it all. If the whole like, let's see how much we can fuck around. Life is meaningless situation.
Yeah, I was gonna say
steal a plane.
Yeah, one of his quotes was, "You just have to embrace the fact that nothing matters."
Yeah.
Oh, slowly dying in the ICU is the worst.
And then I like Sarah's line at the end when they're about to get back into the cave and blow themselves up. Spoiler warning.
Does it work?
And I like, I like when she says, "I can survive just fine without you," but there's a chance that this life can be a little less mundane with you in it. And I'm like, that's the kind of line I would say. You know what I mean? Like, that's not the over the top, like, "Oh, you're the greatest thing in the world to happen to me." Like, you're just kind of like, you're on a level, sheet there. Like, it's not anything spectacular. It's just
calculated.
Yeah, I mean, it's just real talk. I don't know.
I've been giving
like
this some serious thought, and
it would suck more if you weren't here.
For me.
Oh, all right. I got one more line. There's a lot of good lines at the bar, but one of them that I liked was when he was talking to Darla, and he was
I love Darla.
a great character.
Yeah.
And he said, "I vowed to never bring anyone into this life ever again." And Darla said, "Amen to that. I tied my tubes at 40.
Yeah.
I love Darla when she's like, "What have you been pouring this kid?" And that's the whole like, I just poured it for him. It's the only thing he said.
He hasn't touched anything.
Oh, Daniel, you weren't on earlier, but I don't know if you remember this, but there's a scene when he's asking, or when Sarah asks the bartender how many drinks he's had.
Darla.
No, it was Darla.
Darla. Oh, it was Darla. Sorry. And
Beautiful Darla.
Yeah, Darla. Oh, my favorite. And the bartender's like, that's his first one. Well, that's a throwback to Back to the Future Part 3 with Doc and Marty. Pretty cool.
Movie.
A time traveling movie. One of
Which
the
is
best.
crazy. I had no idea.
Do you guys remember when Kevin sold that door in his basement he wasn't using? Was it?
Good
I
time to
mean,
talk
it might be almost as crazy as that.
Another favorite thing of mine that I just remembered was
Man, I can't believe he sold that door.
another favorite thing of mine that just came to my head was when
You're onto it, dude. Keep going. Head think this.
yeah, right. Is when they're talking about like beating the traffic and just having them kill each other, like just kill me, and like it's such a hilarious thing to think of.
Yeah, I'm glad
like,
you
just
mentioned that because
beat
like
the traffic.
Roy, when they have that little heart to heart, and he's like, you got the beat the traffic. All right,
Yeah.
side yard.
Yeah, side yard. I love that. Like it's such a cool, like hilarious thought. Like, yeah, that would save
He's
you
like, I
time.
know how this works. I'll do you a kindness. I'll shoot a arrow in your heart and let you
Yeah.
drop into the trash.
Into the recycling
Yeah.
bin.
So funny. This is definitely a Back to the Future 3 house. So, yep, for sure. I love Back to the Future 3. All right. We've talked about a lot of different scenes. What was the most rewatchable scene? John?
The scene where he's reviewing all the people in the time loop that he's had relations with.
Yes. Oh my God.
Specifically, the very last one when it's Peter Gallagher. That's the part I texted you guys about.
Yeah.
When I'm like, I had to pause the movie because I was just losing it. And what made me really lose it was just like basically Peter Gallagher's commitment to the scene. He's like, what are we doing? And just kind of the scene had more, like it got funnier as it went, and that was just the exclamation point. Emphatic period. That just put it over the top and made me
Oh, so funny. Yeah, I liked all the different things they messed around. Like anytime that you got to see somebody get played or fooled around with. Like again, the one I talk about was when the guy that kept trying to hit on Sarah, and Niles and Sarah bring that guy, blindfold him, and the whole cheating on the girl that he's with. Like any moment with him and her is pretty hilarious too. Like he's such a dick to her, but I mean she kind of sucks too, so it's kind of just a miserable relationship. So I really think those scenes are hilarious.
When she's like, "Are you cheating on me?" He's like, "No, you're cheating on me, you goof."
Yeah, I love that. And it's funny, the first time they're trying to have sex at the beginning of the movie, she's like, I can't believe you can't get it up or whatever.
My God.
And that whole scene, and you're like, oh, well, now it makes sense, right?
Oh,
now he's been stuck in
I
this
mean, now it
so
makes
long.
sense to me because that was right at the beginning, and I only saw this once.
Yeah.
Explaining this to Matt, Daddy Matt.
Fair. And also, anytime that the Niles and Roy on drugs scene is pretty hilarious too. Like J.K. Simmons is obviously a gem in most movies.
Yep.
Eric, what was yours?
I really like the scene where they just busted into the bar and started dancing.
Yeah.
And then by the end, they were just flipping everyone
Yeah. And it
Just a bottle.
yeah.
And they just run out like, what the fuck?
I thought of another.
Oh yeah, go for
Tell
it.
us.
I can't remember Niles', girlfriend at the beginning of this, but her at the beginning you get to hear her maid of honor speech, and it's like I googled the definition of like faith and commitment.
Oh, that was good.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
I found that highly funny, and
Oh,
part
you're
of
done.
it goes on, I think, in the background, but it clearly illustrated to me that, like, okay, this is a basic bitch.
Yeah. And what was the bride say? Like, oh, you're done, or
She's like, "Oh, she's done."
oh, she's
okay.
done.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
It's so funny.
For sure. Well, there's a lot of drinking in this movie. Most likely to be the off-screen drunk. Let's see. We got a couple names tonight. I suspect Daniel's drinking tonight. Cheers. We have Dave.
Dave,
Where
for
are you?
sure.
Off screen.
Dave.
And we know who's probably actually drinking, and it's Kevin. There it is.
That's it.
That's all he gets tonight. It's got to be J.K. Simmons' character, Roy.
Yeah, because they fucking left him there.
Yeah.
Once he learns that, he's gonna be so pissed.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, like, at least probably in the beginning of his anguish in the movie, like when he's first learning that he's stuck in that, I have a feeling he was drinking very heavily. But we didn't really see that. All we saw was all of the hilarious things that he did to Andy Samberg, like flicking the cigar in the pool. That was pretty funny too.
Yes.
Those are good good rewatchable scenes. All the stuff he did to them.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts or answers for that?
I had a late one come to mind, and I think maybe is her name Tala, the bride?
Yeah.
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 I mean, she gets completely, utterly, disrespected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's fair. Yeah, that's really true. Goodbye, John.
Goodbye, John. She stands no chance. Like it's so fucked.
Yeah. Seriously. No, I don't know if Kevin will ever get a full song. Maybe maybe next birthday. If
Maybe.
Which is I guess a long time.
Yeah, we never really play the
Hello,
full
John.
song.
Hello.
No,
Hello,
that's
John.
true.
Just a taste.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
You need
love
to go
how,
to the YouTube video for that. Send him that way.
Yeah.
John, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I just love how whenever Kevin does "That's me,"
He does. It's pretty good, actually. He
is a good
certainly
bit.
does. All right, let's cast our friends.
I had a really difficult time with this.
Me
I only have one.
too.
I'm thinking of this on the fly right now.
All right, let's
Do you
hear
want
it
to?
because
Do you want to go?
I only have one answer.
What's
And-
your answer?
I just think that we're all part of Niles. I think there's a little nihilistic aspects in some of us. I could see John being pretty strong on the like, fuck it, let's just
steal a plane.
like not wanting to leave the time loop thing.
Yeah.
I feel like I probably be in that same boat, not wanting to work or do anything but party and have fun. So like I feel like there's probably a little bit in all of us and Niles.
Yeah, I like that answer.
Yeah.
I said Matt is Sarah because he's the only one of us who could learn quantum physics.
It's funny.
He's the only computer that we all have that's powerful enough to hold all that information.
Matt,
hilarious.
calculate new route.
That's
all I
hilarious.
had.
Yes, no, that's fair. John, all right, what do you got?
Good answer.
Yeah, this is really. I definitely see a lot of myself in Niles because of the whole like, fuck it, especially lately. Like, Yeah, at some point he's like, it's kind of my thing to just be like apathetic or not caring about anything but the next moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this movie's like weirdly sort of like philosophical and about like the human nature of everyone. That I think, as you're saying, man, it's like, yeah, we all have. I guess part of it too is sort of like shit you're trying to overcome within yourself. Like, I need to be a better person, and
Yeah.
that's what I was saying earlier. It's like, yeah, it's weird they shrink your life into an ongoing day and distill like, all right, yeah, that's pretty close to like the meaning of it all. Just like be a good person and try and carry on and endure.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I agree. I think that the message behind this movie is awesome, and and I think we all kind of like or empathize with Andy Samberg's character in this movie. That's why I kind of see us all being that. And yeah, I agree. Daniel says, Johnny just be floating in that pool. I definitely, the pizza float for sure is Johnny with just a beer. Like, if there was a wedding and he had to be at a wedding, I feel like John would be drinking before the wedding and floating in a pool or being in a hotel and not making the wedding.
I don't think that's ever happened though.
No. So I do see a lot of John in that. Or, a lot of John.
Yeah, like before you learn that's a loop, that is definitely me. And then once you learn that it's a loop, you're like, all right, yeah, I would be like hopeless too.
Yeah,
I feel like that's fair. All right, we got 2 more categories. First, let's see if this makes the podium for any of the top billed cast members. So even though Peter Gallagher is not in it for much, I just wanted to give a shout out. I'm a big Peter Gallagher fan.
Yeah.
We all are here at the Movie Podium.
I know one of them.
Shout out Peter Gallagher. Well, we won't get into his movies. He's not really a top billed member, but he's got a lot of good movies out there and shows.
Such as?
Well, I guess, The OC as a show, of course, he's a great dad as Sandy Cohen.
Not a movie.
I know.
The finger. The finger wave, not a movie.
No.
So let's talk about Andy Samberg, though, who is the main character in the movie, or one of. And, I guess you start with him, Niles. I was looking at his very interesting IMDb. It's mostly TV, obviously, with Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Saturday Night Live. I said yes on this one. If you look back, really, this is just, it's a great movie. It's probably his highest IMDb rating, and he's the main character. So, like, I said yes by a mile. Mm-hmm. It's probably my top spot.
Now that I'm thinking about it, like, he is more on TV, it's more TV focused than movie focused.
Absolutely.
I can think of Hot Rod. I think
Hot Rod was on there. Yep, that's a good movie. That's on his podium for me as well.
I can't think of another one that I've seen of his.
You're not gonna say that's my boy?
I don't know what that is.
You don't remember what that is? Oh God,
no.
Oh, that's sad. Maybe you should go see it.
Is it a Sandler movie? Yeah.
Yes, it's like notoriously bad. Sandler, like, somehow finds out that Andy Samberg is his kid, and it's horrible. IMDb give it a 5.6. It's pretty low on the Thor.
Thor minus 2.4.
Yep, it's a pretty low score there. Yeah, I the other one I said was I Love You Man, probably.
Was he in there?
Yeah, he's not a huge star in that, but I just like that movie, and he is in that. So
what part does he play?
He is one of the friends, I believe.
Okay, I haven't seen that movie in a long time, but
It's
yeah,
been
that's
a
a good
while
movie.
for me too. So
Oh,
It's been a while.
damn it!
It's been a while.
oh, Popstar. I did not see Popstar. Did you guys?
Pop star. No.
Looks like Daniel's excited about it because he put an emphatic period.
Emphatic period.
Oh, if I didn't, I should have said for the line, just the whole one sentence thing. I thought was, I'd love that too as a
Yeah.
line. Emphatic
Oh.
period.
Oh yeah.
That would be an exclamation point.
Yeah, I like how he was like, hyphen and then blah 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 colon
He says
Dot-
like
dot.
ellipsis, and she's like, it's an ellipses.
Yeah, I like how that whole like conversation was so bad. Like he did it so poorly. Like it's how one of us would try to do that, right?
Yes.
Like that's how we are.
Oh yeah, like
grammatically.
right when you put the pressure on, like, all right, you have 1 minute. It's like, all right, I am stumbling all over this.
Yeah, I mean, we do
There
it here
goes
on
my
the
chance.
we do this on the movie podium all the time.
Yeah.
So
We're
yeah,
going live.
it's no going back. The next character, and she's not in a ton either, but she's awesome in a show that we'll talk about just because there's not a lot of movies. But Cristin Milioti, she is Sarah in the movie, but her best role for me is a TV role, but it's in the show The Penguin. If you guys have seen that,
Is
I
that
know
the
Daniel
new-
has.
The new one with
It
like,
is,
about the penguin.
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the and
Got,
she's
who's
one
the
of-
guy who's got
Colin-
it all made
Colin
up?
Farrell.
Yeah. And I read that
He's awesome in it,
after that, he's like, I never want to play Penguin again.
Yeah, because his physique, character, like everything about him looks completely different.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
got like I said, I can't even remember who it is under there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. She's also in How I Met Your Mother, which I actually haven't watched yet. It's definitely on my list. Have you guys watched that?
I honestly don't watch shows.
Yeah, we watch movies. No,
Yeah.
I've seen How I Met Your Mother, I think, once all the way through. She's also in a really, really awesome episode of a show called Mythic Quest.
never heard of it.
Mythic Quest is
Awesome
like
title, though.
yeah, it's about like a video game company or a company that makes a video game that's like World of Warcraft. They have like these side episodes where it's like origin stories that are kind of like ancillary to the main point of the show, and she's in one of those, and it's really good. She's really good in that.
That's cool. Yeah, she's so in the Penguin, she's Sophia Falcone, and she's like one of them. She is a very, very large role in it, like probably second or third most important character, and she takes over. And I'm like, getting back to the movie podium, she's not in enough, to be honest. Like she's awesome in everything that we've seen.
Yeah.
Why? Like I want to see her in more main roles. Like get her some movies for us, please.
Let her cook.
Let her cook. I agree. I mean, she's good in everything that I've seen. So like,
Yeah,
keep it coming.
for sure.
Where's that bowl of cereal that I got later?
Oh, I thought you were.
Dude,
I thought you were packing a ball.
Only
I'm
for
gonna-
some.
I'm gonna pack this bowl of cereal so tight that I have to.
This
into
bowl
it
of
with a spoon.
cereal's rolling.
It's hilarious. Oh, Daniel, that's Rob from Sunny is in. I assume that's Mythic Quest.
Yes. Yeah.
Nice.
The Wrexham guy.
Yes.
Oh,
Exactly.
okay.
And like
gotcha.
all the It's Sunny people are producers on the show too. But
Oh,
it
that
actually
helps.
got canceled, so it's over.
Oh,
yeah.
lame. And
Must
then
have sucked.
so last one on this, I guess he's a main character enough, I think, is J.K. Simmons or Roy.
Yeah.
And his podium's probably the hardest to come up with because I would say easily for the other ones, right? For him, for me, it's kind of tough. I mean, there's so many good movies that he's been in, or he's a great character. And
I just automatically think of him as Jonah from
Jameson,
Jameson.
from the Daily
Spider-Man.
Bugle and Spider-Man.
Yep.
Because like
Yeah.
that's his fucking role.
Yeah,
He's so good
I
as that
totally agree
character.
with that. Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. I think his number one is probably Whiplash. He did win an Oscar for Whiplash, so I think that. And again, aside from that, if it was my personal, he's incredible in that. Like, he is a villain of all villains. Like, you cannot stand him, but it works so well for the movie.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, you could say Juno, because that's a great movie or a really good movie, and he's the dad in Juno.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Was he Gordon in the shitty Batman movie? I don't think so. Like the older, like, wait, what's the shitty Batman movie?
No,
I
he
thought we all
was-
liked the Batman.
There are none.
Was it the Batman?
No. I don't know.
I think he was in a Batman movie though.
Oh, maybe like the Justice League or something like that. Snyder. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, no.
Okay. So that's like the Batfleck movies. Ben Affleck.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the Batfleck movie. Yep, totally ignored that.
Oh, he was also Marmaduke in that.
Oh my god. Yeah.
So he has some
I
bad
think
movies
it's hard
too.
because he's not ever a lead guy. He's always kind of on the. He's your sixth man or your utility player, but he usually nails it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Matt, I see photos on Google right now of J.K. Simmons getting ripped for something.
Oh, he's jacked. I think it's for a Marvel or something.
Okay.
Or like
Dude's
a
70
villain
years
or
old.
something. Yeah, I feel like he's a villain in something, and I cannot recall what it is. But yeah, he is jacked for something coming up or filmed for something. I don't know. Oh, maybe it was like a Christmas movie or something. I don't know. I can't remember. Like, he was a Jack Santa Claus. Does that sound familiar?
Maybe.
Yeah, it was. It was called Red One. And he
Oh,
with the
isn't-
Rock.
with the Rock.
The
And
Rock's new
He's a
movie.
Jack Santa.
Okay. So
Very
is that kind of
random.
like Jingle All the Way when they are in the fighting area?
That
Fall
sounds-
Santas?
When,
Yeah, exactly.
Paul
He's the
White
jacked one.
says, I'm gonna deck your halls,
Bub.
bub. Yeah, that's when you know it's on.
Yeah. Where are we in the show now? Like
We
what
are
question
on
we
our last
we-
category.
We
Okay.
went off live 10 minutes ago.
Oh shit. Okay. I'm hanging up. Fuck you guys.
Well, we only have one category left, and that is, does this movie podium in the year 2020? Like I said, this is a odd year because a lot of the movies that were in production got pushed or strategically pushed because they didn't want them not being released in theaters.
Yeah.
They wanted people to see the movie or pay to see the movie, and so a lot of movies did get pushed to the next year. So this was a pretty odd or slight year.
I-
So-
I looked through the movie list on IMDb, and I got to like 130, and I think I saw 7. So slim pickings for me as well.
yeah. John, you want to start?
Fuck no.
Eric?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so my gut says no, this does not podium. This will be an outside looking in, I think. This
Wow.
will be like a number 4, I
Wow.
think. So number 3, I would say Wonder Woman, the second one. It's not as good as the first one.
1984?
Yeah, 1984.
Hmm.
But I remember liking it. Also, I want to put Bad Boys on this list so bad, but like I barely remember the movie at all. So I just can't. Number 2, I said, is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. And then number 1 is a movie, I just discovered this because Julie played it for me. It's Hamilton.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hamilton.
Yeah, Hamilton's
Oh
really
yeah,
good.
that one was big.
Yeah, so that's the number 1 for me.
Interesting. This is gonna be an interesting year.
Borderline movie though.
It is
What?
borderline. This is gonna be interesting.
I might challenge it.
Okay.
I
It's
think
your list.
It's my
is-
list.
Daniel says hard to disagree. World War or WW84 was bad. I didn't see that. The first one I thought was good. I did not like Hamilton, but I don't like Hamilton. Like I didn't like the style. I didn't really like that movie, so that was
Mhm.
an easy one not to have on there. I did like Sonic though.
Yeah.
I won't mention other movies that got released yet until John comes up with his list. I said it did make mine. My
Okay.
number 3 was Onward, the animated movie about a boy trying to make amends with his dad and stuff, and there's a lot of rock and roll to it. I like that movie a lot.
Oh yeah, and fantasy and all that. It's a good movie.
Yeah, for sure. And then I said number 2 is Tenet, which is a Nolan film, and it's not a great Nolan film, but this is not a great year. So I guess in a bad year,
It's relative.
mediocre,
It's all
yeah,
relative.
exactly, a mediocre Nolan movie. I mean, it's not bad. It's pretty entertaining. It's cool. It's his style. It's just not as not as entertaining. It kind of drags on. But for that movie or for that year,
That
I
can
picked that.
happen.
Yeah, exactly. And then my number 1 was Palm Springs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I really really like this movie. It's an easy watch. It's fun.
is an
It's
easy watch.
funny. I mean, it checks all the boxes in a movie you want, and it just kind of hits in the right spots. Wow,
Yeah.
that's a really interesting point. An anime movie actually won the box office this year globally in 2020.
Really?
Nice.
What movie? I don't even know. While that we're waiting on that, John, what about you?
John?
So yes, it does.
Nice.
Nice.
And I think it may be at the top because it's like, I think the other 2 that I like that you've mentioned are basically kids movies that I
Yeah.
took a liking to. I liked
Mhm.
Onward. Just parts of the story touched me, I guess. The whole part about them being brothers and their relationship to their dad.
Mhm.
And Sonic, I don't know if I want to put it in or out. And I need to see Tenet. I was about to ask if anyone did because that was all that there was a whole big to do about like when's it gonna come out, and
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nolan's like it must, he's like an elitist, so he's like it's gotta be seen in theaters.
Right.
And so I never even saw it because
I saw it on a TV, and actually, I wish I would have saw it in theaters. It probably would have blew me away a little more.
Yeah, right. Like you said, it's like it may be not so good, because it's one of his mediocre movies, and it needed the full treatment to be like any good.
Yeah.
So I might have Onward and Palm Springs, basically Palm Springs 1, Onward 2, and I might just leave number 3 vacant.
I love it. I love
Skip
it.
straight to 4.
It's amazing. That is a first for the podium. Not
Never been-
I
Leaving
think
it
I'm
vacant.
pretty sure that is a first.
That's how bad 2020 was. 2 other movies that I at least enjoyed were Soul, the Pixar movie,
I like
but I
it.
didn't but for a Pixar movie, there's so many that like nail, like
Mhm.
just hit, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I didn't think it did that. I think
No,
it was
yeah, you're
like
right.
meh. It was entertaining. Like
It
I
was
liked it.
different, but you're right. It was not like Onward where it really connected with. me.
Yeah, agreed. Absolutely.
But,
As there was
yeah,
a lack
could've-
of
I mean,
soul.
That's
for
just
for being Soul. And then the other one, don't hate me. I actually thought the movie was good. We tell jokes here. But I actually thought the movie Hillbilly Elegy was good or entertaining.
Oh dear God, Matt.
It was good. Like, I am not
Matt,
politically making statements.
You like a
I just
movie
thought it was
called
entertaining.
Pig.
I do like the movie Pig.
yeah. Who's the? Is it Amy Adams?
Yeah, she's in
Yes.
it.
Like,
She's the mom.
Yeah, this is gonna become a term. I feel like for good actors that pick the wrong movie to do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I thought it was entertaining. And like, if you didn't know the story behind, or if you didn't know the what I guess if you just
saw
kinda,
the movie.
yeah,
Yeah,
right.
in a
And you
vacuum.
didn't, in a vacuum, the movie's good. But
Mhm.
I'll
I'll
leave
take
it
that
at that.
vacuum and suck
Yeah.
that movie into it. Throw it
It's
in the
a
trash.
fictional movie.
In a way, yes. So yeah, this was a rough year. If that was a movie that I even have to mention, but also it's a rough year if Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, the movie Mugen Train, was the #1 movie at the box office this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, you nailed that, Matt.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that like you should natively speak Japanese.
Yeah, I was just looking to see what. Yeah, I guess if. See, here's me. This is me checking to see. All right, what country does anime come from?
I think I know that. All right, well, that concludes Palm Springs, the movie review at the Movie Podium. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's a great watch.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's upbeat. No idea. Oh,
No, we
know
do
what-
have an idea.
We do.
We
this is
know
I
what we're
usually
doing.
say.
We know what we're doing next week.
We
It is
do.
Independence Day.
Boom, boom, boom.
Finally.
Fine.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, have we done it? Because we should just do it regularly.
I agree. Completely.
Could you imagine that was like for an entire month to the
We just
same
watched
movie?
Independence Day.
What's your favorite time? What's your favorite thing this time?
All right, guys, I thought of a new one this time.
Daniel wants to hug you, Eric. Also,
Okay.
we'll
Really
all,
quick though.
We'll give a really big hug, a
Joint.
group hug, joint hug. Oh, just joint.
No,
John,
joint.
bring some.
A fat
Um,
joint.
We'll see about that too on Saturday. But we all will be here at least getting together on Saturday. So woohoo for that.
Woohoo.
The Movie Podium's gonna be hanging out and playing video games.
Also, everyone watch Independence Day for next week.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that too.
Let's prepare, and maybe somebody will give a speech, drunk or shotgun. Maybe we'll have some surprises
No, we should all record our own recitation of
with a
Bill
shotgun,
Pullman's speech.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, my
yes.
God. Yes.
and then we'll play it on the Movie Podium.
Yeah.
We can film it Saturday.
Oh my.
Eric, bring your camera. We'll do it Saturday.
Okay.
Oh my
That's
god,
fine.
let's do it.
I'm fine with that. I've already watched the movie once. I'm gonna watch it again.
Have you really already?
Yes.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Oh, we're definitely gonna do that, and we'll play it live Saturday.
That's
Run
gonna
it on
be.
loop this weekend.
That's awesome. All right, great idea. I need to watch
Yes.
it immediately so I can
Yes.
recite Bill Pullman. But thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this. And again, go watch Palm Springs. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for hanging out with us. Later.
Bye.
Peace.
The credits roll now, the show is done. We watched the movie and had our fun. Thanks for hanging with us for so long. We'll see you next week on the Movie Podium.